Giggs. Giggs. No. Rhodri.
Is there anything that Lionel Messi is better than you at?
It's opinions. I respect your opinions. Maybe in your opinion Messi is better than me, but in my mind I'm better than him.
I do it again.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up, matter what, told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. Do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold hearted, now I'm back up. Keep me real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just hit the money and go stack up. Only buy car cards and get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what, add it up,
Yes guys, I'm Si. Welcome to Ace Podcast Nation. Welcome to Rhodri Giggs on Football. We're here for a great show again. We're going to fly through with lots of different football stories, bit of Championship, bit of Premier League, bit of this and a bit of that. Of course, we'll talk our Super 6 predictions a bit later on. And there's no top 50, no top 10 list this week, unfortunately. But I am delighted to say that we got a special guest. As always, I'm joined by Salford, FC United, Bangor City, Aberystwyth Town, Mosley. I can't think of all the rest of them, but there's loads of others. Mr. Rhodri Giggs, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Thanks. Good. Special guest today.
I know. A special show, mate, isn't it? So I'm also very, very happy to say that we are joined by ex-Wales, Cardiff, Celtic, Crystal Palace, Newport as well, mates. Joe Ledley. Been around all the big clubs. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you both?
Very good. Very good. Very good. So for those of you who don't know, yesterday on Cardiff City World, actually, not on Ace Podcast Nation, we announced the next City Legends live event with Joe Ledley, which is I was very happy to say. It's on the 6th of July at Splott Conservative Club in Cardiff. Tickets only £10, were absolute bargain, and they've been selling very well in the first few hours today, I can definitely say. But very, very excited to have Joe come in, and we're going to talk about his career. He's going to share some stories, and like if the previous events are anything to go by, we'll hear lots of stories from Joe and different things. It's they're always a lot of fun, those nights. They've been really, really well received, and I can't wait for this one in July.
How many have you done of them now?
How many? So we done 3 before Christmas, which were kind of like tester ones, just to get a feel for it, get used to where I was going to put the cameras and stuff. And then we had, so we done Andy Campbell was the first one. Obviously, that was the easiest one to start with because he's my mate. So it was just a nice, relaxed one, but it was really, really good. Then we done one with Daz Purse, which was equally very, very good. And that was really interesting as well because you've got the other side of it. So you had like his, the career and everything, but also he's the manager of the 23s at Cardiff, so he gave like an insight to that. And then we did Chops, Michael Chopra just before Christmas. And then we got Willie Boland on the 10th of May. And then the mighty Joe Ledley on the 6th of July. Are you looking forward to it, mate?
Yeah, I am. Do you know what? I've done a few of these Q&As before, but majority of them have been up in Glasgow. So I'm looking forward to actually, doing it back home in Cardiff and reminiscing and talking about, the good times we had at Cardiff, but also some bad times, with financial stuff when we nearly went under, but also, reaching a few finals and playoff finals and FA Cup finals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it back in Splott as well, in Cardiff. So hopefully we can get all the tickets sold reasonable price, like you said, £10. So
bargain.
hopefully see some familiar faces down there.
I'm sure we will, mate. Yeah, I think it's going to be it'd be like the interesting thing I found with the names I just mentioned is because they've stopped playing now. They find it a lot more easier to discuss things and stories. Like you mentioned there straight away, like the financial side of Cardiff is like storied, isn't it, over the years at different points. And obviously you could be able to delve into it, give your point of view, share some memories, I'm sure. Played with some great players, mate, as well. You know, just at Cardiff, you played with some unbelievable players, let alone, you know, Wales and Celtic and Palace and that. But who was your favourite player? I don't ask you too many questions about your career because I want to save it for July. But who do you think is the best player you played with at Cardiff?
At Cardiff, I think the most gifted was probably Jason Kumas. You know, what he could do with the ball and his both feet and his technique was just unbelievable. Some of the goals he scored were top goals. And I think he was a little bit more professional off the pitch, and he would have gone, you know, a lot further in his career. You know, he'd been playing week in, week out in the Premier League without a shadow of a doubt. But, you know, these things happen and players decide to do certain things. But, you know, he's so gifted. The way he used to carry that ball, he just glide through people. We had some very good players. You know, you could talk, you know, Danny Gabardon and Robert Earnshaw, and, you know, the list could keep going. But I think overall, Jason Kumas was just the one for me.
Yeah, he scored some unbelievable goals for Cardiff at like vital times as well. But funny story with Jason Kumas. When as Nottingham Park was kind of coming, like before they closed it and stuff, we did a tour, and my oldest boy, who's now 19, 18, he was a baby, and we went around and did like the tour in Nottingham Park, and we sort of came into like a cafe, kind of not a cafe, but like a sort of lounge area or whatever, and Jason was in there, and the players, obviously it wasn't planned for the players to meet these people. And it was like a big, huge group of people who were on a Nottingham Park tour, and he was just cornered. Like just saying, obviously everyone wanted photos and stuff like that. And I've got a picture somewhere of him holding my baby, and he looks so uncomfortable. I look back here, I feel sorry for him, like, because he really looks like he's just like. He's nice bloke, like from what I mentioned, but what a player! Like what a player. So Joe, obviously, like you're back in Cardiff and loving life because you're back in God's country, which is the main thing. Back in the capital. What have you made of Cardiff season this year?
I think it's a lot better than the previous few seasons. I think it's a work in process still. You know, obviously the manager at the moment is. You know, you've got to give him time, you know, a full season. It has been better. I think there's still a lot more from this team which can come out. I think there's different areas which they need to improve on. But yeah, I think it's definitely a progression sort of thing. It's better than the last two seasons and what we've seen. And, you know, it's all up in the air at the moment, isn't it? Whether he's going to stay or whether he's going to go. It depends what level Cardiff really want to go, whether they want to push on and go for promotion and get a new manager, or they just trying to work the process with Al at the moment and try and continue what they're trying to achieve. Yeah,
I mean, funny enough, I just said to you just before we started about Palace when Vieira was in charge, about like I felt that if he had been given a bit of extra time, he could have pushed on. And I kind of feel the same way about Bullet as well. Like I think he's done quite well with very little at the moment. So maybe if you can give him a bit more, he can push on. Rhodri, one of the things which I've got no doubt we'll discuss with Joe on the night in July is that summer of 2016 over in France and Wales. What's your memories of Joe in that tournament, apart from the dancing, I suppose, because that's legendary, isn't it?
In 2016, you say?
Yeah, the Euros, yeah. That Welsh team.
It was just good to be involved, right? Because we haven't been involved in a competition for so long. And the boys have done so well to get there, you know. yeah, it was just great to be there and see the Wales team playing in a major competition. So yeah, win, lose or draw, it was just great to see them there, and obviously did really well. And yeah, we just went on from strength to strength. But yeah, it was always, I remember I was 16 and Paul Bolden. I was a reserve game. I was at Torquay at the time, and it was I literally playing a game. I could hear him saying Wales have got a penalty. I could hear him, and then obviously he missed it. And so I go back that far of not seeing a Wales team in a major competition. So yeah, I was just happy to see him there.
Yeah, it was special.
Like for the boys, Joe, when they went over.
Oh, it was unbelievable. We were with each other at such a young age. I was making my debut at 17, Ramsey 16. So we've been with each other for such, I don't know, nearly 10 years, really, over 10 years. And, to be that team to qualify for the major competition for many years is just so special. But, I think it was off the pitch. The team bonding we had was just unbelievable. It was like a club sort of situation and club environment which we had. Everyone got on. There's no arguments. We were always having a bit of fun, a bit of banter after games. So it was just an unbelievable achievement. And I think if you look back and you ask any of the players who were involved in that, I'd be surprised if they didn't say that was the best time of their lives. I spoke to Bale before. I've seen a few things he said. He's won numerous Champions Leagues and La Ligas, and he said his best time was 2016. It was just one of those special occasions where just the whole nation and players, they were all just together and just couldn't believe what we were trying to achieve. And, on a different day, if Aaron was playing and Ben Davis, maybe we could have gone on to the final, but, we've done as well as we could. Probably overachieved, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone expected us to get far, out of the group or much further than that. But from a
it's underestimated that, mate. When you have these club mentality, the Irish had it. That's where they did so well back in the day, and this Wales team had it. And it can take you so far when you're all together, you're all on the same page.
Yeah,
you have your fallouts, but you move on pretty quickly. It's brilliant.
I mean, from a Welsh point of view, like as a fan, I think, well, I'm 42. You're a bit older, Rod, isn't it? But we had come to just sort of come to terms with the fact that Wales were never going to get to a tournament, because you've seen so many close, misses, and like you mentioned the Bowden miss, and there was the Russia game and all these different occasions. And I think when we got there in 2016, it was just so special. Just overall, and like Joe said, the fans and the team it just felt like everyone was really, really close. Did the players feel that from the fans as well, Joe?
Yeah, definitely. We tried to have that because, Wales, we've had some unbelievable players and unbelievable teams over the years. But I just thought, even as players were saying, it was just no connection with players and fans. So, we tried to make it more of a connection with the fans and try and get them involved as much as possible. Like the national anthem now, we that was us who decided just to play it for, a few seconds, cut it out and let the fans sing it. I think that's so beneficial for players. And yeah, I just thought the connection here was huge, and we couldn't believe what we were seeing. We'd see all the clips as well back home with everyone in the park, in the fun parks, and beer flying everywhere. So it was great. It was brilliant. We loved it.
Do people still mention the dancing, mate? Because I was looking at the comments now, and there's people saying, "Are you going to dance on the night and have a few beers and stuff?" So,
yeah, I'm sure they'll come out on stage. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, do you know what? I didn't expect it to be as big, because it's not the best of moves. Like, I've got better ones than that in my locker, in Cardiff on a 3:00 at Mill Lane or something. But yeah, it was just one of those things where the boys picked up on it when we qualified in Bosnia away, and they just said, continue doing it. And I thought, if it makes them happy and everyone else, then I'll just do it. But I didn't expect it to be as big as what it was.
Yeah, it definitely went viral, mate. Definitely went viral. But then, it was just another thing which brought the fans and the team back to close together. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it felt like, from a fan point of view, if you see the players are not just playing well, but they're enjoying it, they're together, they're celebrating the victories with you, and I think that makes a massive difference. Right, Joe, obviously, want to let you go this evening, and we don't want to obviously burn through all the stories as well. And I can't control myself; I'll just keep asking you questions. but like, I'm really, really looking forward to July, mate.
Yeah,
and it's going to be real good. If people want to get tickets, 6th of July, £10, absolute bargain. Ace Podcast Nation presents City Legends with Joe Ledley at Splott Conservative Club. All the details for the tickets are in the episode description. They're also all over our social medias and stuff like that. So it's very easy to get the tickets. So go get them and come join myself, Joe, and everyone else on the evening. We'll have a good old dance. And maybe we'll ask some questions and have some discussion as well. Joe, absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you very much. And
cheers, guys. Thank you. Have a good show.
Cheers, Joe.
Thanks for having me on.
All the best, mate. In a bit.
Have a good one.
Joe Ledley, mates. There they go. See, we don't get guests on enough, do we? I think sometimes.
No. I mean, that I should get more on. But leave that with me.
Well, I got that one in my back pocket, haven't I? For not next week, but a week after as well. So we got some coming. But big thanks to Joe for joining us, of course. And while I'm in the mood to give out thank yous, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Football Central, for those awesome football shirts they sent our way last week. Seriously, like they are like perfect, lovely fit, look amazing. I'm
gutted because I was going to wear it. Yeah, tomorrow we've got a football shirt day.
How is it?
I'm at a course that I've got to start tomorrow for work, and it's a really good course. So I can't wear it. So yeah,
but summer's around the corner, mate. These shirts definitely going to be the go-to, and the best part at the moment, these guys are by far the cheapest around. They got a massive 50% sale off right at the moment. But if you use the code ACE, you also get another 10%.
And I'm telling you now, they are better than the originals.
Yeah, and
beautiful.
Even better, mate. They got Wales. They got Wales retro, mate. They got the Wales kit coming in soon as well. Wales retros.
I'm definitely going to purchase that Roma one, and then we'll see. The Roma, was it 88? Yeah, I love that kit. I'm definitely going to get that one. But
88 or 86, I can't remember which one it was.
I'll be using the code, don't want to.
So it's and like if you want to go to it, the website is footballcentral.com. That's central with 2 L's at the end, and you can find them on Facebook at Football Central, and Instagram is Shop Football Central. Use the code ACE so they can see that we sent you. Get yourself 10% off on top of the 50% sale. So like most places, they won't let you use a discount code with the sale, but they're letting you use our code. So you basically get 60% off straight away. And like I said, the quality, I got my Argentina one just over there because we're going to film something for them in a minute. But mate, cannot thank them enough for sponsoring the show, sending us the shirts. And as I always say, support us, support our shows, support the content by supporting the sponsors. We don't like to just get any sponsors. We want to have sponsors that we genuinely would recommend. And I can't recommend them enough, mate. They delivered it to us quick. The quality of it was great. And very, very happy to have them on board. I suppose we better talk about football, mate.
Well, we have done for the last 15 minutes, but obviously...
I know. We'll have to talk about
it's interesting to know that about how the players feel about it. Obviously, that people like Gareth Bale and obviously probably Joe's the same, that 2016 is their probably greatest memory in football. And that tells you everything you need to tell you about how close a unit and how much they enjoyed that 2016 tournament.
Yeah, I seen a vlog on Rio Ferdinand's channel from the Wales playoff game recently, and it was Ashley Williams, Gabs, Joe, and there was someone else as well. They were all sat together and they were living every moment of the game. Even now, you could see they were still very close. And Joe's played for some massive clubs. He had that time in Scotland, come up with Cardiff, played in the Premier League with Palace. Obviously, heavily capped Wales midfielder. I think he's super underrated as well, mate. I've got to say, as a player, Like I was looking at some of the clips when I put together a video for the announcement yesterday. Some of the goals he scored, mate, like technically unbelievable. Hit a couple on the volley, beautiful left foot, nice, mate. Underrated footballer by far. But I tell you, on the conversation of football, mate, nothing gives me much more pleasure than watching Liverpool throw away the league title. I find it difficult to hide my bias. I don't like the football team. I can't help it. It's a childhood thing. But
wait a minute. They're going for quadruple in February. What's going on? What have I missed?
Let me ask you a question. Wayne Rooney yesterday asked this question of Jamie Carragher, and I thought Jamie Carragher kind of skirted around it a little bit. So I'll ask you, because I know you won't skirt around it. Did they make a mistake by announcing that Klopp was leaving? Should he have announced it at the end of the season?
Yeah, Wayne Rooney pretty much addressed it. Someone else was going to leak it, so he's come out with it. That's the only reason why he's done it that quick. Why the hell would you do it that soon?
Because it's put more pressure on the players, haven't it?
Yeah, of course it has. Yeah, but yeah, it's someone's going to leak it. Someone's found out the story. And he's come out of it. That's pretty much my guessing what's happened. Why the hell would you do it 4 months before when was it?
Yeah, it was around January time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
January,
so why the hell would you do it that soon?
I wonder if like a journalist contacted him and said, we've heard you're leaving. Have you got a comment? And he's thought, no, I need to get this out now because otherwise it's going to come out, like you say. But there's definitely been a change in their performance since then. Like Nunes had started to score around Christmas time, but he's missed it. Like I just think he's missed a lot.
I disagree. I think they've been playing well. The chances they've missed is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they are getting the opportunities, but is the quality of player? Even Salah's missing some. So Salah doesn't look the same person. Doesn't look happy. Looks like he's going to be off. Diaz is like a bottle of fizzy pop. Nunes, he'll get into chances, but he'll score 1 in 10, which is not good enough for Liverpool Football Club. So, there's going to be a big change there. We've seen it before when these big managers go. So Liverpool needs to get it right, or they're going to be in the doldrums for a few years. Because we've seen this story play out. Look what's happened to Arsenal when Wenger left. Now look what's happened to United. Fergie left. Now because they've been there for so long and they had so much influence. And I think it's going to be some people's excuse to get off because Klopp's going. So
here's a couple of interesting comments and questions now. Will says, didn't Fergie announce he was retiring around the same time? I think he did, didn't he? Well, it was quite early in the season.
Yeah, he did.
So why do you think there's been a difference? I mean, look, that United team.
Well, there's a different team. United were that team they had.
They were used to winning as well, I think.
Yeah, they had like managers on the pitch as well. They had so many. They had players that have been at 500 games, at least like 5 or 6 of them. So, yeah.
And I suppose the other side of that as well is you didn't have like a Man City. Man City weren't fully up to like having the money that they had. They didn't. I don't think they had Pep at that point.
Now, what year was that? 2000 and what? He did that.
2008 was it when Fergie left? I think.
He said he was going to leave the first time.
I might be wrong. No,
it wasn't 2008. It wasn't 2008. He's not going to leave when we've got Rooney, Tevez, and flipping Ronaldo up front.
No, it was late. It must have been later than that. I can't. I'd have to have a look. I'll have a look now.
I'm sure it was earlier.
Well, the first time he said he was going.
Yeah, like 2002 or something. I thought it was that.
Yeah, so the first time. So when he first said he was going to go, I think it was 2002, wasn't it? And then when he finally left.
2013, 14.
Yeah. But he announced that towards if the season wasn't over when he announced he was going in 2014.
People disrespect this man. putting the Klopp in the same breath as Alex Ferguson. Guy's been there 8 years and got 1 Premier League medal. Turn it in.
So, do you think, from a Liverpool fan point of view, they'll be very frustrated because they've gone out with the FA Cup to United and then they've lost to Everton, which is pretty much means they won't win the league.
I'll quote Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I couldn't care less.
I thought I was quite impressed with Everton, but all their players have been linked with Moon. All their best players have been linked with moves, mate. So, like Onana, Onana, Branthwaite, they're all being linked with moves away in the summer.
They're moving to a brand new stadium. That looks a nice stadium. That on the dock and that, beautiful down there, Liverpool. No, some parts of Liverpool is beautiful. Some parts need a tin helmet to go down there.
Reese just said Xavi announced this week that he's changed his mind about stepping down and he's now going to stay at Barcelona. It's quite
why wouldn't you?
He's been there most of his life, hasn't he?
Yeah, they haven't got a pot to piss in. They can't get anyone else in. Who else can they bring in? Keep Xavi. Keep the club legend.
Yeah, I wonder. I'd be interested to see what happens with Liverpool, maybe when Klopp goes, because I do think Salah goes. I thought he was going to go last summer to Saudi. That seems like a move which will probably still happen. I think
Mo Salah, he's off.
People have a go at Nunes. Like, I think Nunes does a lot of good things, but when it gets to that final finish, he just doesn't seem to have the composure.
Right, well, that's what they bought. You don't spend 80-odd million pound to just run up and down the wing, open the gate so he runs through it.
Well, do you think, as of today, who's going to win the Premier League? Do you still think Man City? They got 2 games in hand, 3 points behind Arsenal.
What scores it? Kevin De Bruyne just scored, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Popped up on the screen.
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, so, and this is a Manchester City. Manchester City going to win it.
You don't think Arsenal?
Every game now they're focused. Nothing's in the way. They're right, we've done this before. We've got 6 games. We've won 20 games and not got beat. So we can win 6. Every game now focused. No Haaland. So they can play. It's not going to break down when it gets to him because he's got a touch of if I can quote Roy Keane, a League 2 player. He's got a touch.
I think that's harsh.
I didn't say that. I was quoting Roy Keane. So yeah, touch of a League 2 player. So and now it should be nice and flowy. Alvarez and 2-0 up against a very good Brighton side. So yeah, I don't see them losing the game. Sorry, interrupt. Arsenal have got to play Tottenham away, which is a banana skin, and then they've got to come to Old Trafford, which is a banana skin.
But then the way they played the other day against Chelsea, mate, if they were to put similar results on Tottenham and United, I think they'd be cooking.
Possibly.
The thing with Arsenal...
We're not Chelsea, though. I think we're not Chelsea. Chelsea are a totally different outfit without Cole Palmer.
Arsenal, the thing with them is I think they're a very emotional team. Like when they lose, Arsenal, when they lose, it's like the end of the world.
Manager. Look at Lego man. He jumps up and down like he's on acid. Chill out. Didn't say boo to the goose when he played. Now he's on whiz on that technical area. It's come on.
Yeah.
I don't get me wrong. I do like Nicola. It's just his antics. They do me head in. Just needs a good slap, really.
Who would you rather win the Premier League?
Who would have rather win the Premier League?
I know it's difficult for you.
The best team. If City win it, I've got to put with this guy at work. Just oh my God, City mad, all damn year. But then Arsenal, that Arsenal fan base, yeah, probably Man City.
You have to stay off social media for a month.
Oh, never heard the frigging end of it.
So the top 4 at the moment is Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Villa, and then 6 points behind Villa is Tottenham. But they have got 2 games in hand, Tottenham. So like that Arsenal game.
Tottenham, are they going to win all them games in hand?
Well, no, this is the thing.
Not Manchester City. It's not. He's not. We're not talking. They've got to play Arsenal. They've got.
But when they play Arsenal, mate, my point is they've got something to play for. Like they can still get in the Champions League spaces. Tottenham can. Like realistically, if they won their 2 games in hand, they're level on points with
Tottenham's next 2 games. Tottenham at home, Arsenal at home. Sorry, Chelsea away, Liverpool away, Burnley at home, Manchester City at home, Sheffield United away. So can you see them beating Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Manchester City?
I can see them beating Arsenal and then losing to like Burnley or something. Seems to be the way. At Spurs, I could see them beating Arsenal.
No, but what about the other 3? What about Liverpool?
Yeah. No, I think they'll lose.
Manchester City.
They probably lose. I say they lose 3 of those games. I would say.
There you go.
So it is difficult, but teams got something to play for. Just on your team, would you rather they get in the Europa League or they don't, in terms of the league places? Because you ain't getting in the Champions League spot.
As high as possible. Just as high as possible. You don't really want to finish outside of Europe, do you? So,
Yeah. Well, I think they get Europe anyway, because the FA Cup final. You get Europe anyway because you're in the FA Cup final now. So I think because City have won or will win, the league, or they'll be in the Champions League spot.
Yeah, you just finish as high as possible. You don't need this crap, or do you want to? Just finish as high as possible.
Very strong rumours this evening, by the way, or this afternoon, that Marcus Rashford will be going to either Paris or Arsenal in the summer. Would you sell him to as bad as he's been in the?
How the hell is he going to play for Arsenal?
That's what I was going to say. But would you, if you were in charge, would you sell him to Arsenal if they paid the money?
Right. Again, how is he going to play for Arsenal? You have to run. You have to sprint. Chase the ball. Sprint. No.
Maybe he'll remember what he used to play like.
What?
Maybe he'll remember what he used to play like.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. If he does that, then good luck to him. But we've seen this pattern before, and he's going to be unhappy or whatever. Maybe he's a home bird. I don't know, but I can't see him going to Arsenal. If he goes to Arsenal, please don't give me this crap. You're a Manchester United player or you're a Manchester United lad. Don't give it.
I think he goes to Paris. It makes so much sense for everyone. United.
Fresh start might be good for him, mate. A fresh start might be good for him. Out of the spotlight, get go somewhere.
Leaving.
I know it's not too far. It's a good. He could do well in that French league. So yeah, forward and second goal, but
yeah,
there you go. So
but with the Paris thing, I can see why it makes sense for all parties. Paris will want a big signing to replace Mbappe. He plays in the same position off the left, but also from another point of view, I think Rashford is more highly regarded in Europe than he maybe is in the Premier League at the moment, and in Manchester United fans on his back and stuff like that. Like, I think in Europe they still rate him very highly, so I think that makes sense for him. Fresh start, Champions League football. The rest of it.
I think it'll do well for him because we've seen this pattern before now. Plays well, has a mood, looks sporadic performances, good, bad, bad, good. It's just, and he knows as well as anyone. He grew up in the system. You have to be consistent if you're going to be a Manchester United player. And the paramount is working your bollocks off. That's just paramount. That's just a given. So what's going on? What's changed from when you got into the team and what's changed? I don't know. You'll have to explain that to me. I don't know.
And I think also, mate, I wouldn't go as far to call it a farmers league as some people do, but I think I didn't
call it a farmers league.
No, I know you did to other people, but I just mean that in that French league, there is, if you're playing for PSG, there are teams, every few weeks who take a bit of a pounding.
So's Germany.
What I'm saying is that might suit him.
No, but come on. Yeah, I know what you mean.
He has been, I got to say, mate, right? I don't like to be this is based on his football performance, not him as a person, and not, I don't know him. know anything about him, but like as a footballer this season, I think he's been an absolute disgrace, mate. I think his performances have been disgraceful. I think his body language, his attitude, his work rate, every aspect of it has been disgraceful. And I think if I'm United, I'd be well within their rights to say thank you for your service. But
by all rights, then these are hard-going Manchester United fans go home and away everywhere, and he got a booing.
That's unusual, mate, isn't it?
At the semi-final, I mean, a booing.
Yeah,
so
it was unanimous.
For them to do that to a homegrown player, that says a lot. That says a lot.
Well, I was going to ask you, mate. Obviously, you went home and away for years with United. You followed them since you were a kid. You went home and away for years. Have you ever seen, particularly the away fans, but like the match-going fans, which is the hardcore, ever boo a homegrown player before? I can't remember ever seeing it. And it wasn't just like little pockets. It was a lot of those fans at Wembley booed him off. Because when the going got tough, he went off injured.
And the guy who told me these are guys from Wythenshawe. That's where he's from.
Yeah. Could you remember it ever happening before? Like United fans? I don't even remember United fans really turning on their own players.
No, they don't. No, because they don't. Unless they don't unless it's warranted. They do not. They cheer him off. They'll have the little say, but never like booing. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I think it's just time for a change for him, isn't it? Who is going to go down? It looks like Everton, I think, are probably safe, mate. Do you think Forest, Luton, Burnley, Sheffield United? Sheffield United are done, I think, aren't they? They can't defend for toffee. They just concede so many goals. They got a goal difference of minus 59 at the moment. 16 points. They are 7 points behind Burnley in front of them, and they're 10 points behind Forest, who were just outside the relegation zone. So if we say Sheffield United are done, then you've got to pick two of Burnley, Luton and Forest, which are on Forest 26, Luton 25, Burnley 23. So they're very close together. For me, I think it's probably the three that are there now. But I will say Burnley, I think, have it in them to go on a little bit of a run, depending on their fixtures. I'm just going to bring up their fixtures. But where do you stand on the remaining two places?
For what?
For the relegation. Burnley, Forest, and it was the third one I said? Forgotten. Memory like a sieve. Burnley, Forest, and Luton. Yeah, and then Sheffield United are obviously pretty much done. I think Burnley, look at their fixtures. Their next fixture is United at home. But I think this United team, mates, you could, if I'm Burnley and I'm fighting for relegation, I'm going to go to Old Trafford and try and win. I'm not going to maybe do what teams have done in the past and sit in, and I'm going to try and get at that United team, mate. Got to try and get at them because they've got it in them for their heads to go and things to go wrong. They seem to concede the same sorts of goals all the time, cutbacks, and I don't know, mate. But anyway, they get Burnley's next three games are United, Newcastle, Tottenham, and then Newcastle is at home. So I think that's a very difficult run for Burnley to try and make up the points they've got to get out of the relegation zone.
I said at the start of the season, Luton are gone. Luton finished. But watching Luton, I would like them to stay up, but I don't see it.
Proper football club, innit? So Luton, obviously off the back of losing 5-1 to Brentford, now play Wolves away, Everton at home, and West Ham away. You could argue that Wolves and West Ham and Everton now haven't necessarily got anything to play for. They're not really, going for the Champions League spots or fighting relegation. I think Everton is safe now. Luton at home, I think Luton will fancy themselves against anyone at home to get a one-off result. But But then saying that, mate, those 3 games for Luton are far more favourable than the 3 I just read out for Burnley. So it's difficult to predict.
I think that it's all the 3 clubs that got promoted will go down. When was the last time that happened? Go on, start.
What do you make of that one from James there? He says, do you think Sheffield United will concede 100 goals? They're on
how many have they conceded?
92 at the moment.
And how many games left? 4.
4.
Yes. James. Yes. James, Jimmy.
Last time.
Jim Bob.
Teams got relegated from the Premier League. Let's have a look.
When all 3 got promoted, which all 3 got relegated, because that happened for a long time, that.
97, 98, according to Google.
Really? That long back? I told you.
Time, innit? A long time ago.
Yeah, the 3 that got done, will Forest get out of it? I think Forest, I think they will.
Forest got some really, really good players as well. I know the other teams have got players.
And
Forest
they've got that points deduction to argue, debate. So, I see Forest getting another 2 wins out of their last 4 games.
Is an interesting one for you.
That's your Forest fixtures. Go on, what?
Mikel Antonio on his podcast.
They've got to play Sheffield United, and so there's the 2 fixtures: Sheffield United and Burnley. Burnley last game of the season against Nottingham Forest. How big of a game's that?
Well, Burnley have got to try and make sure that they haven't been relegated by then, haven't they? Because they've got really hard games before that. Because if they can take it into the last game, who's at home then? When they play Burnley,
Forest have got City, Sheffield United away, Chelsea at home, and then Burnley away.
That could be massive, that Burnley game and the last game of the season, Burnley Forest, depending on how Burnley do in the next couple of games. So anyway, what I was going to say, West Ham striker Mikel Antonio, former Nottingham Forest striker, said he feels sorry for Nottingham Forest because of some of the decisions they've had go against them recently. However, he thinks that they've had worse decisions against them since they brought in Mark Clattenburg as this referee consultant to look at decisions that go against them. Do you think there's anything in that? Do you think that the overall refereeing organization, all the refs who do the VAR, the linesmen, do you think that they could subconsciously kind of go against Forest because they brought in Clattenburg to question them? Or do you think that there's probably nothing to that? Those decisions, mate, I thought were very poor, in fairness to him.
Possibly. We're all human beings. Yes, you would think they would be professional, but these are human beings with emotions.
Emotions.
So and Clattenburg might rub people up the wrong way. Jealousy, whatever. But it's but the integrity of the refs, did it I'm not having that. There's no evidence in that. There's some bad referees, some good referees, some bad decisions, good decisions. The decision not to go to VAR, then that guy who's on VAR should be removed for a few games, because at least one the referee goes, he got the ball. You can see he didn't. You've got the video, you clown. Why don't you go in his ear saying, did you think he got the ball then? Yeah, he did get the ball. No, he clearly didn't. Do you want to go and see it? Instead, no, play on. It's been filmed, you dickhead. So,
poor. Very poor.
The last one is a joke. He's got his foot clearly in front of the ball. He can't touch the ball unless you go through his foot, which he did.
And the thing is, mate, right?
And even the other one, I think, is a penalty. He's kicked the bottom of his foot.
Yeah, I do as well. The thing is, mate, right? If they get those decisions, they win that game 3-2 if they score the penalties. That could be the difference between them staying up and going down. That loss, if they were to go on a bad run now in the last couple of games, they could go down And that game.
But then appointing Mark Clattenburg might have got him relegated. So why don't you give him his P45, get back to Gladiators, doing your 3-2-1, and then just why do you need a ref there? What's he going to do? He's just made this worse here. Now he's going to antagonise him with his statement, which he probably has. Look at this keys there now. He's not even a ref anymore, but you're giving it out there. So it's messy. It's messy. It's very messy. Then you got the keyboard warrior on Twitter, whoever So it's very entertaining, but yes, for a big football club like Nottingham Forest, it's not very good, is it?
No, they should probably be doing things differently. Right, two questions from Reese, which I found really interesting actually to finish. So the first question is, what's your thoughts on current players having podcasts? So you got like Mikel Antonio's got a podcast, and he actually spoke about it this week because I think someone had criticised him, an ex-player had criticised him for not concentrating on football, basically. And he said, well, I concentrate on football when I'm training and when I'm playing, but then outside of that, I have time to have other businesses and stuff like this. Like, where do you stand on it? Because
was he at the training ground when he was doing this?
No.
Was he at the football pitch on a match day?
No.
Was he at home on his own time to do whatever he wants?
Basically, mate.
Right, so
there you go.
To the moaning player, get a life. Yeah, have a chocolate biscuit and a Coca-Cola and have a smile. Cheer up. Because obviously, people are allowed to do whatever they want. It might be, if you're a likeable guy, that is, you might be a boring. It could be boring and then have a podcast. And what the point is that? Mikel Antonio's got a bit of a character. He's a nice little guy. If he gets good guests on, why can't anyone can do podcasts? Look, we're doing podcasts. So why can't he? Because he's a professional footballer. He's got to go home and do kick-ups or like doing what do you want him to do? He's relaxing, he's talking with his mates, just chilling like he's sat in a pub or sat in a gym or sat wherever. Yeah. It's just mates. We live in a world where whatever you do, someone will whinge and moan. That's why you can't give two fucks what people think or say and just do you. Just do you. Because if you live your life like, what do you think? You won't get very far, will you? So.
No, and I think Antonio addressed it this week, and he kind of said, "Look, what do you want me to do? Like, if we have a bad game, do you want me to just go home and like mope around the house and not leave the house for a few days?" Or like,
it's good to talk about it with his mates, get it out, get that frustration out, and it's not built up. When he comes to training, he's nice and relaxed and chilled. He can,
And at the end of the day,
everyone's going to moan about something. It's just me. Just sure.
Frustrating, isn't it? And back in the day, these ex-players, like podcasts and social media and the internet and stuff, it wasn't such a big thing. The internet would have been just coming on the scene or whatever. Like, if they'd had these opportunities themselves back in the day, maybe they would have done them. You don't know. But there wasn't an opportunity back then. So, but they've all got, a lot of ex-players, like top level players, they all got their own businesses, they got academies and the rest of it. Most of them get set up when they're still playing.
Different. Everyone does different stuff. It's whatever you want to do. It's just no one else's business. Just no one else's business. What I'm doing. I'm a successful Premier League player for many years now. I score goals. It's just go away.
Just leave them alone. And then to finish off, Reece says, honest question, what were your thoughts on Anthony cupping his ears at the Coventry players and then coming out and basically defending it, saying they deserved it?
Right. I was an idiot when I was 20 years of age, 21 years of age. Mm-hmm. God knows what I would have been like if I had 200 grand in a week. I'd have been an absolute balloon. The guy just needs a good toppling in training, just a bit of discipline. Just a young kid. He's 20 years of age, 21 years of age, living 7,000 miles away from where he's. Just cut him some slack. He's done that. Really?
So,
get over it. when Bruno Fernandes taking his penalty, you could hear the keeper screaming at him. No, they're going to do whatever they're going to do, but don't whinge and moan when someone does that to you because you've been screaming and shouting in front. When it's a nervous situation, I took a penalty in front of one man and his dog. I don't know what it'd be like taking it in front of Wembley and the millions around the world. So it's a nerve-wracking place when you got some clown in the net screaming and shouting at you, and he can do what he wants. You can rightly so, but then if someone, cuts his ear, don't start whinging about it. Just, Plus, he's a kid. 21-year-old, 20-year-old with he's a bit petulant. Would have you'd hope some of the experienced players said to him in the change room, "Come on, mate, we don't do that here." But no, he did it. People picked up on it. Great. It's Manchester United. Let's boom boom bash bash blah blah blah.
And I've got I think I've got a slightly different take on it to what I've read. Majority, everyone's getting into him. I think number one, there's one side of it, right? Is the Coventry players were the ones who started chirping the keeper. They started having a go at Nana, and I get it. It's gamesmanship. Of course, you've got to do it. You've got to try and get an edge in a penalty shootout to get to the FA Cup final. I'm not saying what they did was wrong, but they were the one who started chirping, and I would chirp to that United team after they've just thrown away a 3-0 lead and gone to penalties. I would have been saying it. I would have been trying to get in their heads and you shit, you bottle this now, and your fans are going to do it. I would have been saying all sorts of shit. But then what you can't do is then be upset when one of those players, whether it's Onana or Anthony or whoever, giving it back. So there's that side of it. But then
these are elite players that don't worry about that. All they're doing is focusing on their penalty. If Coventry would have focused on their penalties, they're doing all that kind of antics, they might have scored more. Who knows? Maybe. Focus, that's why they're Premier League players, and that's why they're Championship players with their second continuous defeat in penalties.
But then the other side of it is, I think that as a United player, you have a certain responsibility to act a certain way.
And that's why I said to you, one of the experienced players said to him, "Come on, mate, don't do that. Don't do that again."
He said, Reece said, do United have any real leaders who will topple him in training or will pull him aside and say, "Come on, mate"? Maybe Harry Maguire possibly would do it. Bruno might do it, I suppose. And just very quickly, I don't want to go into it.
Samiro, you would think as well.
Yeah.
Speak the same language. So
just want to very before we do our predictions, we'll fly through them now. I want to say, by the way, Bruno Fernandes taken some stick this year, rightly so. In some cases.
He has off me as well. Yeah, we'd be screwed without him or Harry Maguire. Would be screwed.
Bruno scored, I think, 7 in 5 games or something, and he's all about the teammate. And I think sometimes he gets a lot of criticism, which.
Right, come on, let's do this.
Yeah, let's go. Right, United Burnley. I'm going 3-1.
United Burnley. 3-1 United.
Yeah. Newcastle versus Sheffield United. I'm going with 4-0. 4-1 Sheffield United. 4-1 Newcastle, sorry.
4-1 Newcastle.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 6-1. I'm gonna go big. Sheffield United just gonna crumble now. That's it.
Yeah. Everton versus Brentford. I've gone 2-2.
Everton on a roll now. I think 2-1. Everton.
Villa Chelsea. Chelsea got an absolute pasting of Arsenal recently.
And they will come back and beat Villa 3-1.
Ooh, I'm going 2-1 Villa. And then Spurs versus Arsenal. This will make or break Arsenal's title run. Arsenal cannot afford it. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Spurs.
2-1.
No, actually, 3-2 Spurs. I'm going.
2-1 the Arsenal.
Ooh. Forest City. Oof. Could be double figures.
Yeah. Drubbing.
5-1.
I'm going to go 4-2. 2-4.
Go. Top man. Right. Big shout out to Joe Ledley.
Let me just tell you, I'm sick of. I can't even find you on here now.
Oh, mate, I forgot to do it again, didn't I? So
yeah, I'm like 70 points in front of you. It's just an absolute embarrassment. But anyway,
you finished now. Just scrolling through my phone.
Keep your chin up. It's always next season.
I was just going through TikTok just while you were. Big, massive thanks to Joe Ledley for joining us earlier. And if you'd like to see us get some more guests on the show, both me and Rhodri know some people, and we could get some interesting people on. We're hoping to get a former referee on in the next couple of weeks. Really looking forward to that. I'm going to discuss VAR and what's good about it, what's bad about it, and we're going to go. Then we got massive thank you to the footballcentral.com. Give them a follow. Use the code ACE. Get yourself.
Don't give them a follow, but go on the website. You'll end up coming out with a shirt.
100%, mate. 50% off sale.
Top quality, and you get a little discount. Bosh.
And for our Welsh followers, they've got Wales shirts. I don't know if they're up yet, but they've got them. So I know they're coming up soon. You get some 50% off sale as well. Use the code ACE and get yourself another 10%. Get yourself 60% off. Why not? What a treat. So big shout out to them for sponsoring the show. We'll be back next week. Look out for various podcasts and stuff. Check out Cardiff City World if you're a Cardiff City fan. 7 days a week of content from the Bluebirds. As always, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Good show, good fun, good crack.
Peace.
In a bit.